What's up, YouTube fans? Coming to you guys today with a brand new video. And in today's video, guys, we are going to be discussing, could Fugaku Uchiha ever, at any point in the story, beat Itachi, his son? The reason that I am bringing this video up is because Swag Kage recently had a little poll where it was a bunch of trolls saying, oh, Fugaku stomps 10 times out of 10. Itachi, he has no chance whatsoever. And I don't believe that Fugaku just outright gets dominated by Itachi. Obviously, if we're talking about in-game Itachi with Susanoo and Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi and everything else and the Yada mirror and all of that, then sure, that Itachi obviously stumps. But at the same time, Itachi in his youth, the whole reason that this is even a debate to begin with is that one panel in the manga where he's like, oh, well, this is going to be the hardest matchup for me, and this is why I need the help of Obito, so that way I can focus solely on taking out Fugaku. That one panel gets stretched to ridiculous proportions, and constantly people are like, oh, well, Itachi was afraid to fight his dad, and his dad only didn't kill him because he didn't want to lay a finger on his son. But we can pretty much guarantee from that same exact panel, if you go back, he pretty much, yes, he did say that that would be a bad matchup for him, but he didn't say it in the sense of, oh, you have to think about mental amps and mental nerfs. And in that specific scenario, he was talking in the past present tense, saying, oh, this is going to be a bad matchup for me. Not, oh, I should probably avoid this fight and this will be really bad. Like, say, Kakashi back when he was fighting Pain, and he's really like, oh my god, am I about to die? But in this situation, he pretty much confidently spoke as if, yes, I know I can beat him, but this would be a bad matchup for me. And that's really all you have to do in the debate of if he could ever win. Another thing that you would want to pull up is that we have to keep in mind that Fugaku was, in fact, a candidate for the 4th Hokage role. That's really my argument for the whole entire thing, honestly, because in order to be in that realm, yes, he was the chief of police, so that obviously is a high up position where he would be nominated no matter what. Actually, fun fact, since Kiba is the current chief of police, if Naruto and Sasuke ever did die in Boruto and Sakura couldn't take the role because she would have to be the head chief medical ninja and they need a medical ninja, then technically in the village upper hierarchy, Kiba would actually be in line to be Hokage because he's the current chief of police. I believe it would go Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Ino, since she's the head of the intelligence division, and then Sai, and then after you go down past the organization, then you get down to the chief of police, which is Kiba. So off of that note, yes, you could state that a weak character does have the right to be a Hokage off of their rank alone, and that does have to be stated also. So maybe he really wasn't Wild Eyes Fugaku, and maybe he just was the weak chief of police, but because he was chief of police, then he was next in line regardless. That could be possible. This whole debate, we don't really have any feats. And without feats, there's no possible way to really rank him because Fugaku literally did nothing except for die by Itachi when he was pre-pubescent, didn't even get his Mangekyo until after that whole ordeal, Itachi. So we don't know what Fugaku really could bring to the battle. All we know is that the village higher-ups at the time believed that, oh, he could be a 4th Hokage candidate and was at one point the lead candidate ahead of the 4th Hokage Minato and then Orochimaru. So off of just statements alone, we could put him that he is beyond Minato, but obviously that is not true because we are just going off of statements from village heads and literally just talking heads like the village Land of Fire head and everything like that, stating all of this, oh, he was a front runner candidate. That does not mean that he is better or proven to be better, because obviously we know what Minato has done. We don't even need to bring that into conversation, but it does have to be stated that the village heads at the time, who were all Kage level, did believe that at one time he was a front runner before the whole village staging a coup and the slaughter and massacre and everything like that. With that said, still, I don't believe that he beats Itachi. Only just stating because Itachi, before he got the Yada Mirror or the Amaterasu or anything, back when he was 13 years old, he did state, yes, this would be a bad matchup for me, but he believes he can do it. So that is Itachi at a kid age, before he gets any of his game breaker stuff, stating that he's confident he can beat his dad. Do we know that? Could it possibly be the other way around? That maybe all of those comparisons to the fourth Hokage are true, and maybe he is fourth Hokage level? Again, I highly doubt it. But another thing that we have to keep in mind is he believed, this is Fugaku that I'm talking about. Fugaku believed that if he had Itachi, I believe Shisui, I don't know if Shisui died yet, but if he had Itachi himself, the help of the Nine Tails that he was going to control under his helm, then he believed at that point that he would be strong enough to take over the entire village. That village, including Orochimaru, Tsunade, Jiraiya, so all three Sannin, the third Hokage in his prime, we can say, and the fourth Hokage, Minato. Not in his prime, but very close to his prime, because he didn't really have a prime. It was just Minato. He believed that he could wipe out everybody and win the Civil War if he had Itachi and Shisui and the Nine Tails. So there are just way too many statements to go off of. We have one statement where on one side Itachi thinks that before he got Mangekyo he could take out his dad, even though it would be a bad matchup. And then we have another side where freaking Fugaku believes that all he needs is his son by his side and the Nine Tails, and he could take over the village. Now, yes, obviously this is putting a whole bunch on the Nine Tails itself, because the Nine Tails is a big entity. But we saw that with the sealing jutsu handed down by the Uzumaki clan, that the fourth Hokage could take out the Nine Tails by himself if he wanted to. So really, it's like, okay, this guy with a little bit of help thinks he could take out everybody, but his son with no help thinks he could take him out. So which obviously we know it's Itachi that gets the edge in that, because we know he literally did it, but these statements have to be valid for something. You can't just take the blanket statement and say that this is not true whatsoever, because he did believe that all he needed was Itachi by his side and the fourth, or not, I keep trying to say the fourth Hokage, and the Nine Tails, and he could take out the entire village full of Sannin level and above fighters, including Minato and the third Hokage. So, all in all, I believe that obviously Itachi wins, but I'm not going to say that there is no scenario where Fugaku can win whatsoever, because just off of that statement alone, he has 0 feats, but he did believe that all he needed was the Nine Tails under his control that he controlled. That's another bonus. He was able to control the Nine Tails with his Mangekyo, which is another feat. And his son Itachi by his side, and that alone, he could stomp the entire village. Would that have been true or not? We don't know, but that's what we're going off of. Anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Just had to do that quick little rant, and I'll catch you guys next time.